If you will enter in the main menu, then in the terminal and finally in the story, inside the Truth of Omnium you will find a side quest line called Ark. To find it you have to visit the central part of the Crown's mine area. To be precise, you need to use the upper space rift called the Parliament. From its location go straight forward and after a tiny bridge you will find a crossroad. Behind a fence and a tire you will find a crate. If you will get close to it you will be able to interact with the book above it. Doing so will allow you to accept the quest. Now that you have it, turn to the right and under a red tent you have to speak with the NPC called Annie. Immediately after you have to turn around and get under the other tent you will notice in the distance. Laying on the ground you will find an NPC called Fred you have to speak to. At the end of this conversation the quest objective will be updated. Now you need to move to the bottom right corner of the Crown Mines area. To be precise, you have to use the space rift called the Lumina. From its location you have to turn to the right and use the wooden ramp. By going a little bit further we will trigger a cutscene. Now turn to the right and using the metallical structure boost yourself above the platform. Here you will find two unknown miners holograms you have to interact with. At the end of the interaction you have to turn to the right and get over the platform. Now you have to proceed further between the containers in order to update the quest objective. Now reach the end of the passage and pass through the hole under the fallen container. Immediately after check behind another group of containers in front of a red structure. Now the objective will send you to the left behind another container. Once you reach the location it will change again and you have to go to the right of the containers in front of you. Reach the end of the platform, jump down and check behind the wall on the left. On the ground you will notice a tiny device called apparatus you have to interact with. For the next objective you will need to open your map and click the icon in the bottom left corner. Here you will be able to access the Hykros map. Here you have to check the bottom side where you will find a space rift called the Hykros you have to use. Now proceed further and enter inside the main building where from the central part you have to use the left staircase. Up here on the left side you will find an NPC called Adacs you have to speak to. At the end of the conversation you will receive a document and the quest will be completed.